You should always follow your instinct when making videos. My instinct tells me someone's gonna get mad at me for this one, but I'm gonna roll with it anyway. Okay, so recently two things have been the talk of the town in Rec Room. One is that whole weird player channel that sprouted up. Seriously, Mav, stop DMing me to accuse me of being it. I didn't make those videos. And the other is hashtag save Rec Room. Players have been talking about saving the game, and I got super confused how they were going to do this. So I quietly learned more about this movement that is to take place on July 6th. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be full of superheroes swooping into the rec center to take every level 1 under their wing and transform the newest batch of Rec Room players, or simply a chance for toxicity. First off, if you've been living under a rock recently, let me get you up to speed. So the Rec Room community is somewhat fed up. They want change. Everyone has collectively agreed that the game is charging too much for storefront items, not listening to the players' needs, and that enough is enough. Builders are quitting, RecTubers are fussing, tears are being shed over the loss of the weekly challenges, or maybe that's just me that cried. And most of us OG players can agree that it's getting eerily corporate up at Rec Room, with crickets over our pleas to listen to the small but valuable majority of older players. Older meaning from back in the day, because I'm sure most of you aren't older than like 15. And hey, I get it. I just put out a video literally a few days ago that's a 19-minute tangent on what disappoints me in the game. 19 minutes, you know? That was a lot of scripting, filming, editing, and a deliberate attempt to catch Rec Room staff's attention and bring light to issues I would like to see changed. So I'm all for grassroots movements to make improvements to the game we all know and love, and some days hate, because it can be very frustrating, but I digress. I have been seeing the hashtag save Rec Room floating around for a few days, but it wasn't until I saw a video that another RecTuber had promoted in a community post, and I watched it through. Cute editing, I thought. It talks about how save Rec Room was originally going to be everyone online at the same orchestrated time on July 6th, perhaps to prove to Rec Room that the small dedicated player base can make a difference in numbers. Solid idea, I suppose. But then it sounds like the intent was to actually crash the servers. Then the tone of the video changes yet again and explains why that will never work, and therefore the new goal is a negative review campaign. I facepalmed immediately. And I'm already confused how this is supposed to save Rec Room, but I keep tuning in because at this point it's like watching a train wreck. This won't end well, I thought. Apparently we're all supposed to be constructive and considerate, which seems like a juxtaposition while leaving a 1-star review for a game, but okay. So I couldn't resist hopping into their Discord server called Save Rec Room, and the first thing I saw was just a message saying Skibbity Sigma Riz, so I figured this was a well-organized and professional campaign, but I needed more information, so I kept digging. The announcement section simply tells us again to be constructive and considerate on review day, but before that it also says, with this plan not only will some actual damage be done, which leads me to wonder how positive this campaign could ever be. I was hoping to just sneak in undercover for research and not have anyone actually notice me, but that was wishful thinking, I guess. Often forget that I'm Tarapeutic. It was less than 10 minutes later when I received a ping from the organizer, and I was forced to come out of hiding and ask a couple questions like what the actual goals were here, and I received some vague and mixed responses. I got the vibe that no one wanted to admit to anything nefarious, but after me and a couple other RecTubers starting to raise concerns, they changed the pinned message in their video to add this. This movement is entirely for constructive feedback on how to actually improve the current state of the game. Do not be hostile on review day. Disclaimer, when talking about crashing the servers, I meant to specify filling up server slots with players. Video was produced and made before certain wording in the plan was changed. Right. So with raised eyebrows, I decided to just leave the situation on hold and go assemble a storage unit that just came in from Amazon. And that lasted about 3 minutes before I realized I hate assembling things, and so I had to chime in with my opinion because I'm hot-headed for one. And for two, I don't want to see a huge 1-star review campaign against Rec Room transpire because that's not going to fix anything, it's just going to make it worse probably. Same with crashing the servers. A stiff wind could crash the servers on a good day. They're already in agony, so making that issue worse is also not going to fix anything at all. So I let everyone know in the Discord that my personal view is that writing physical letters would take more time, but perhaps have more impact. Honestly, no one mails anything anymore, and it's hard to ignore a handwritten letter. Maybe we should be trying to hashtag save post offices since they probably need more help than Rec Room, but anyway, here's what I think about all of this. Does Rec Room need saving? Probably not. VR Chat, on the other hand, just laid off 30% of their staff. They mainly stuck with VR during the COVID days, while Rec Room pivoted to other platforms. It changed the game, undoubtedly. I still remember when the Xbox crowd rolled in, and all of a sudden nobody could draw in 3D charades, and everybody's mic sounded like they were talking through a 1950s radio. I was horrified. Not all changes to Rec Room have been good, but I've always been confident that Rec Room has done what it needs to survive as a game and a business. I do have to wonder if people remember that it's a free game, but it still has a staff of like several hundred people who actually don't work for free because they're adults and they have bills to pay. These facts hurt, I know, but try to put away your torches and pitchforks because I need to say this as much as you need to hear it. Imagine if Rec Room stayed small and was now running on skeleton staff and considering shutting their doors altogether because everything was free or cost 100 tokens and they couldn't actually generate the income necessary to grow, let alone stay alive. But ooh, happy community that goes down with the ship. Still not a pretty picture, right? So when people do want change, but they're only willing to see as far as negative reviews, that'll sure show them who's boss. I tend to disagree. If we really want to save Rec Room's community and bring back a semblance of what we feel the game was like in 2020 or so, we need a new game plan. That involves getting all of us on the same page first and foremost. When I was in the Save Rec Room Discord, it was clear to me that no one knows what they want, besides
things are expensive, and they don't listen.
So let me try to organize these desires into a more comprehensive list for you. Listen carefully. Is the following not what all of you want? Number 1, better communication with players from Rec Room staff on why they're making the decisions that they make. Number 2, making prices more affordable in storefronts or increasing token rewards in gift boxes. Number 3, more creative Rec Room lore that's not just tied to storefronts. Number 4, asking the community for feedback and polls before yanking major programs like the weekly challenges. Number 5, weekly challenges being brought back as soon as possible. Number 6, programs being brought back that nurture smaller creators like Invention Tower, proper featured inventions carousels, and build contests. Number 7, adding new quests to appease the older generation of Rec Room players, or at least finding a way to put Crescendo on the quest standalone. Number 8, making Rec Room's YouTube channel alive again. Number 9, running more community events like photo and video contests. Number 10, finding more ways for builders to feel valued and supported so they have motivation to build maps again, without them being buried by the same cheap hot tab rooms that focus heavily on monetization. Number 11, adding legacy UI for people who want to revert back to old menus, just like how we have legacy flying. Number 12, improving quality assurance so we face less bugs, less glitches, and less game lag. Ask yourself, is Tarapeutic wrong about any of the aforementioned? I fail to see how writing negative reviews is going to accomplish any of the previous points. It would likely just cause potential new players to think twice about starting Rec Room. Actually, who even reads reviews anyway? Here's what I propose instead. Hashtag RR community goals. Let's all start using a positive hashtag to look forward to the goals we want to accomplish as players and builders and community members. Here's how not to use the hashtag.
Rec Room's just a cash grab. They don't listen to us at all. Hashtag RR community goals. Rec Room sucks now. Bring back the weekly. I quit Rec Room because I got banned. Your game is trash.
And, for contrast, here are some examples of things you might consider saying. I made a lot of memories in 2020 when the community was smaller, and lately, we all agree that we've been feeling neglected as the game grows. Can we bring back events and contests that'll make us feel valued again? Weekly challenges were a chance for me to bond with my friends and get a free item skin. With free items being in decline, having this was important to us and we'd love to see it come back. Yo, it's your boy Slat. This community be so goated! But Rec Room staff could communicate a little bit better with us. That would make it even more goated! As a builder, I would really love to utilize new tools, but I'm used to CV1, so I'm kind of lost and confused. Rec Room, help guide us in this new era. We're used to the simplicity of the maker pen, which now feels outdated. Tutorials when? Hashtag RR community goals. So to recap, blindly complaining without offering a solution will make anyone's eyes glaze over, especially Rec Room. Imagine how many complaints they get in a day. The whole point is to sound like you care and want to be part of the solution, not just reiterate or add to the problem. So get out there and use the hashtag RR community goals, and let's actually try to inject some positivity from all of you level 50 VR playing OG players like me who have strong opinions and are feeling kind of bitter. Because at the end of the day, we are the community and we do have an impact. Our legacy will live on, but it depends how we tackle these issues. This is a game that I have faith we can still mold into something amazing that will benefit not only new players, but returning ones as well. Rec Room is not the enemy here. They do hear our voices, but much like steering a gigantic ship in the ocean, turning around takes time. Rec Room has experienced some major growing pains on its road to become solidified, and we've experienced them right alongside. It's not always pleasant, but we have to keep at it and keep trying to steer them in the direction that maintains their roots. Rec Room, you know you are literally built on community vibes, so don't lose it. We can feel it slipping away, and that's exactly why there's movements like this trying to sprout up, even if they are a feeble attempt at getting change to occur. And you guys in the community, organize your campaigns better. Leaving thousands of negative reviews? Two wrongs don't make a right. Alright, Tarapeutic out.